Hello everyone, my name is Dakota Barmeyer, and today I'd like to talk with you about an issue that affects students in schools across the country, and that is the impact of standardized testing on student performance and mental well-being. As future educators and school leaders, we all want students to succeed academically. Standardized testing can be a useful way to measure student achievement and identify areas where schools can improve. However, research shows that these tests can also create significant stress and anxiety for students, which can actually hurt their performance instead of helping them demonstrate what they know. The research article I reviewed was a 30-year meta-analysis that examined 238 studies on test anxiety. The researchers found that students with higher levels of test anxiety consistently performed worse on classroom tests, standardized exams, college entrance exams, and had an even lower GPA. The research also found that middle school students experienced the strongest connection between test anxiety and lower academic performance. Students who had lower confidence in themselves or believed the test carried major consequences experienced even higher levels of anxiety. I also listened to Carnegie Learning's podcast, The Reality of State Testing, and in this episode, a third grade teacher named Jenna McNulty talked about the pressure that standardized testing places on both students and teachers. One thing that stood out to me when she was explaining how teachers often feel like they're teaching the test instead of focusing on meaningful learning. She also reminded her students that one test does not define who they are as people, and I think that that's a really important message for every student to hear. Based on both the research and the podcast, I developed 3 recommendations for school leaders and administrators. My first recommendation is to implement school-wide test anxiety support programs. Before state testing begins, school counselors could provide classroom lessons or small group workshops that teach students relaxation techniques, healthy coping skills, and effective test-taking strategies. The research shows that helping students manage anxiety before testing can improve both their confidence and their performance. My second recommendation is to provide annual professional development for teachers on recognizing and reducing test anxiety. Teachers spend most of their time with their students, so they're in the best position to notice when students are feeling overwhelmed. Training teachers to create supportive classroom environments and build student confidence throughout the year can make a meaningful difference. The research found that students with lower self-confidence are more likely to experience high levels of test anxiety, so building confidence should be a part of everyday instruction. And my third recommendation is to encourage schools to balance test preparation with meaningful learning. While preparing students for standardized tests is important, it shouldn't replace creative lessons, hands-on learning, or critical thinking activities. The podcast showed how pressure from testing can sometimes cause classrooms to focus almost entirely on preparing for the assessment. Students deserve an education that helps them grow academically while also developing curiosity, creativity, and confidence. So in closing, standardized testing isn't going to go away anytime soon, but the ways that schools can support students during the testing process can change. As school leaders, you have the opportunity to create policies that reduce unnecessary stress while still maintaining high academic expectations. By investing in student mental health, supporting teachers, and promoting meaningful learning, we can help students perform their best without allowing one test to define their success. Thank you for your time and for your consideration.